if they collaborate with the global banking system to bring masses of third world people into this country to replace, rape and murder our people. And one day they're just going to come together and say, you know, we've had enough of you. This is our country now, and they get to make the rules.
There are different ways that the government, the police and British institutions can deal with people considered radical. De-radicalise them, arrest them, control them, recruit them, silence them. So what does each involve? What works and what might backfire? I've been examining each of these measures, asking which are successful and speaking to the people subject to them. They have views that many consider offensive, but that's why they're called radical.
Traditional far-right groups, they might say, it's the Muslims, it's the Jews. We understand that it's about a global economic system.
And what do you want Britain to look like? What's the ideal Britain?
Should be a white Britain.
Benjamin Raymond is 26 and spokesperson for a new far-right group called National Action.
The source of all of the conflict in society is the fact that these different racial groups have been brought here. They've been brought here to create a people who are deracinated and therefore they're more easy to control.
What does deracinated mean?
Deracinated means you have no sense of roots and no sense of identity.
Do you accept that your views are racist?
Of course.
You're a happy, comfortable racist?
I'm comfortable.
You're a comfortable racist?
That's the whole point. That is the whole point.
How long have you lived in Bognor?
Oh, my whole life.
Can I get one corn and chips? Any parents, siblings?
I don't have any parents.
Can you tell me more about that?
No. I feel exploration of who I am is a bit too much. Your mother passed away. That must have sucked. Is that why you're full of hate? You know what I mean? It's.
Well, there usually is a reason for people having these views.
Why does it have to be, some Freudian analysis of childhood?
Do you think people considered radical, considered extremists, considered racists or Islamists, do you think they are sincere political beliefs?
Of course. They're the most sincere political beliefs. When you look at a general right-wing candidate and you throw racist at them, now they might be racist. In fact, let's assume they are. But they say, no, I'm not, no, I'm not, no, I'm not. That person isn't honest. That person is hiding what their real beliefs are. As a society, this is an endemic problem where people feel the need to suppress what their real views on things are.
Benjamin feels no need to suppress his views. National Action are national socialists with a fancy website but less than 100 members. They try and recruit at universities. Despite the tiny numbers, their openly racist demos mean they've racked up almost 20 arrests. One member, Garen Helm, was sent to prison for an anti-Semitic tweet to an MP.
If you're a National Socialist, you're a Nazi.
So you guys are Nazis?
Yes.
I'm proud?
Yes. Hitler called the strongest man is mightiest when alone.
So you consider Hitler a role model?
Absolutely.
And what are you asking for?
We're asking for a free white Britain.
Who is white? Is
Europeans.
a Polish person white? A Polish person is white?
Absolutely.
Is a Greek person white?
Absolutely.
Is a Turkish person white?
Not really.
Do you understand that the majority of people will find your views disgusting?
At the time when I was born, Section 28 was in practice. In schools, a teacher could be expelled if he said that homosexuals had normal, healthy relationships. And the idea of what is extreme, what is unreasonable, what is disgusting to society changes.
Do you think you guys are hate preachers?
No, I'm a love preacher. You can't have hate without love.
White people.
Exactement. And if you love something, you hate whatever is a threat to it.
And how do you intend to remove the people of colour from Britain?
We're talking about fantasy. We're talking about something that isn't within the realm of the current now.
Well, that's the
For
point,
us, it's
isn't it?
about
Your
moral
ideas are
principles.
fantasy.
We bring the type of people we want together, and we make something that in the future could be a political party.
You think you're better than the other far-right groups?
I would say possibly, yes.
Is that your aim?
That is the aim, yeah. To build an organisation which has more intelligent people in it.
The university-educated far-right?
University-educated far-right. When the Race Relations Act was brought in, every year there's hundreds of people who go to prison under it. Very few of those are people with political backgrounds. They're people who are unable to keep up with the pace of dialectics, with what's politically correct, what you can and cannot say. People get in trouble for it all the time. This is kind of funny to us.
Benjamin thinks his group are smarter than other far-righters, but they're still being arrested in high numbers.
So small radical groups like to demonstrate. It's one of the main things that they do. And the police's job is principally to allow them to do that. But the police also have to balance that, of course, against public order and potential disorder. So the police are always looking for ways in which these groups might be breaching the peace in some ways. Now, activists who demonstrate would say that actually the police use their powers of arrest too frequently, they use it too broadly, essentially to make the act of demonstrating rather unpleasant, not enjoyable.
So one of your members was arrested and put in prison
Yeah.
for tweeting anti-Semitic material to a Jewish MP. Hashtag Hitler was right.
Yeah.
Are you proud of that?
Most cases, especially in the case of Garen, it enhanced the feeling of persecution and the idea that what we're doing is right.
There is a danger that groups or individuals that are arrested or that are prevented from speaking their mind in whatever way end up feeling like they are justified, that they're vindicated in some ways, because they're anti-establishment, many of these groups. So whenever they're shut down by that establishment, it's something of a badge of honour in some ways, but also for them it sort of demonstrates that they are speaking truth to power. And the fact that people are trying to close them down is actually proof that they're right, because it has the establishment scared.
So you were born and have lived your entire life in Bognor Regis.
Correct.
I've been here a few hours and have only seen white people. Do you think that's why you have a problem with people of colour?
I feel some guilt actually for not experiencing the reality that people commonly face. I didn't choose to live here. I feel I have privilege.
Do you see why the government would be concerned about you?
The government have the right to intervene the moment somebody is breaking the law. If you're obeying the law, then you should be left alone.
In June, 26-year-old Zach Davis was found guilty of attempted murder. He attacked an Asian dentist with a machete in North Wales. Was he connected to your group?
Absolutely not.
Did he have material?
He had a flag.
A national action flag?
Yeah.
He gets your material, buys it off the internet, then goes into a supermarket and hacks at a Sikh man with an axe. Does it make you sad that he had your material?
It makes me really annoyed and disappointed because he was obviously using that to exploit our image, but it's not something I worry about because, let's face it.
You probably should.
No, it didn't. I mean, Columbine didn't really harm Marilyn Manson's career. We will form an institution and we will take back our country.
From who?
The white traitors.
If you carry on saying that you don't believe in Islam, I don't know if you can remain in the family.
I wanted people to know that Yarl's Wood as a place exists and that there are lots and lots of detention centres up and down the country, and this is where, British taxpayers' money are going into.